Hey viewers, my name's Cara, and I thought it would be appropriate to start off the month of May with my first video being something that is a big transition and a big announcement, and it's been a long time since I should have made this video. So I thought May is a good time to put it out there, and I still have all those other videos that I've been mentioning that are still to be posted. They'll still be coming up, but I thought maybe it was important to get this one in here first and get it out there. So it's not anything horrible. Please don't freak out. Just because it's hard for me to say does not mean that it's horrible news or anything like that. So just bear with me. A little over a month ago, I quit my day job. I should have done it a long time before, and I'll tell you in a minute why I didn't. But I finally did it because everything was coming together in the universe to kind of push me to make that change that should have been made long ago and try to have the courage, put myself out there to do what I love to do full time. And I had been alluding to that and kind of starting to put things in place to prepare for that for over a year, such as when I started my Patreon campaign last summer and starting to take more theater jobs and joining Pure Romance, becoming a consultant. I had been putting all these things in place to kind of set myself up to be able to support myself doing what I love to do full time and not having to work for someone else. But I didn't quit that job because it's scary. It's scary to leave a regular paycheck that pays my bills in order to have the time to devote to the other things that I love to do that can also support me. And so for a long time, I had all those other things in place, but I wasn't able to give any time to them because I was working this day job to pay my bills, to keep me comfortable, to keep me in a place to live, all of that. And comfort is a hard thing to break out of. It is. It just is. And I think you all know from the video I made a few years ago, the last time that I quit a job, it was because it was not nourishing to my soul. And then I found the more recent day job that I've been working. I found that job and it was perfect it was what I needed at the time. And I loved it, and I still loved it right up until the end. That's not what it was about. But it was about that not being the sole thing that nourished my soul, and wanting to give more time to these other things that I do, that I love, that I'm good at, that people enjoy, that were getting no attention because of the amount of time that it takes to work a day job. And everything that I've been going through for the past year has really been pushing me toward that. I've gone through a lot of big changes because when shifts happen, shit changes. Let's just say, when shifts happen, shit happens. I think, can I put that on a shirt? Come on. I will, actually. Quote me on that. I will start putting that on items that I sell. Anyway, a lot of big shit has happened, and it's not easy. And my sort of intention for the year, which I've blogged about, which I think I talked about in a video, is love. My tarot card for the year is the Lovers. My intention had already been decided to be love, so it was just like, okay, it's even better, it goes together. And then very quickly, working with that, wasn't even a full month into 2016 when I realized that, for me, the polar opposite force, or the opposing force, in this case, to love, is not hatred, it's fear. So all year I've been working with this balance between love and fear. And this video is me facing a fear and telling you all that I quit my job, and what I'm doing now is what I'm doing now is trying to do I apologize, I did not expect to cry in this video. That's not what this... Trying to do what I love to do in such a way that it can support me, so that I don't have to give it up in order to pay my bills. And the reason that I'm afraid of saying that is partly because I'm afraid of failure, mostly because I'm afraid of having no support. Because I know that in this community, there is often a strange feeling around money. That people aren't sure what it's acceptable to charge for and what should be given freely. People aren't sure the role that money plays when things like magic and spirituality are involved. And we talk about this a lot. It's, things like skills and classes and items can be charged for, but if you're training someone one-on-one, someone who's joining your grove or your coven or your working group, of course you're not going to charge them. That's a spiritual connection and relationship that you have that you're passing on, and it's more of a formalized personal connection. But things like classes and workshops and obviously items and your time, reimbursement for your time, reimbursement for things that you have learned, things that you may have paid to learn those things, etc. But it's a conversation that many people don't know how to have. And when I became a YouTube partner a number of years ago, there were people who called me a sellout because I became a partner, which literally only means that there were ads on my videos that when people watch my videos for free would rack up a few cents. That's it. A few cents. You didn't even have to click anything. You didn't have to pay anything. It was just for getting a little bit of money for doing what I was doing anyway, and people called me a sellout. So I'm sure you can imagine why I would be afraid of any lashing out from people now, because I'm actually trying to do things that will help support me financially for what I'm doing. Now, I have had someone mention that they don't want to support me on Patreon because they don't feel that it's worth it to pay me for something that I'm doing anyway, for free on YouTube. So there's a couple things to address there. Number one, I think the people who are supporting me on Patreon are not doing it because they're getting free exclusive content, which they do get occasionally. There are little mini thoughts and pictures and things like that I share with them that I don't share with anyone else. But right now, there are goals on my Patreon that say when I work up to certain goals, I'll be able to get certain things, and then the rewards that I give to my Patreons will get bigger as we go. But for now, there's not a lot that I can give back other than occasional videos or pictures or things that are not something that I give to everyone else for free. But a lot of them, that's not why they're supporting me. They're supporting me because they think that what I do is worthwhile and they want to be able to support me so that I can keep doing the things that I do for free. Does that make sense? So it's a weird thing, but that person had a good point. And so I did also want to bring up that another thing that I'm working on is offering classes online that will be different than the things I'm offering for free, that will be charged. And they will be a range. I like to give a range, just like I did recently with my readings. I updated it to give a bigger range of prices because I want people to be able to do what they can do. So now my readings range from $3 to $30, and you choose what you can afford, you choose what you want. I try to make it a little more accessible. And the same thing will go for the classes. There will be a couple of things that might be free, basic introductions, the kind of things that I've done on YouTube for free. And there will be things that are $5. There will be things that are $10. There might be things that are more. I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead yet. But it's mostly going to be based on the content of whatever the class or mini workshop is and the amount of time that goes into it and the amount of information that you get out of it. And those will be places where I can respond one-on-one to questions too, just like I've always done. And I was afraid to mention that too because I know there are people who will get upset. There are people who will say I'm a sellout. There are people who will say, like the comment that I got several months ago, that I'm just begging for money for no content and for nothing special. And there are always going to be the people who think that. But I have hundreds and hundreds of messages from people over the past 7 years. How long have I been doing this now? Several years, that prove to me that what I'm doing is worthwhile, that people get a lot out of what I'm doing, that people are appreciative It's changed people's lives. I know that it's worth it. So here's the part where I talk about the math that is really inspiring to me, that looks really doable, but requires something that has come to be known as crowdsourcing or crowdfunding, which is where there might be 10 people right now pledging on my Patreon, and they're pledging $5 or $10 a video, and it builds up to a certain number, and that helps me pay a bill every month when I post 3 or 4 videos that are free to all of you, and those 10 people are still giving me money to support those videos because they think it's worth it. And I can't do a lot for them other than what I already do, like I said, but I look forward to the day when I can do more for them than I already do, because they are fantastic. They are the core group of people who are giving multiple dollars, right? But the thing with crowdsourcing or crowdfunding is that you don't have to have that small group of people who give a lot. When you have a lot of people, you can give less. There are 15,000 or more subscribers to my channel. If everyone who was subscribed to my channel gave me $1 a year, that would completely cover my bills for the entire year. And I would be free to spend my time going to meetups, going to workshops, making videos, going to classes to learn new skills that I then share with you, and doing my jewelry and whatever else I wanted to do, right? $1. But not everybody who's subscribed to my channel, number one, even watches my videos, right? Some people are subscribed and don't actually watch them all. And not everybody who is subscribed to my channel has $1 to give. Some of you are kids. You don't have your own money. You don't have a PayPal account, you know? So obviously, not everybody who's subscribed to my channel can do something, right? So the math that seems a little bit more appropriate to me is if we take 15,000 people, all of my subscribers, give or take, it's a good round number. If we take just 2,000 of them, which is about 13% of my entire subscribers, I feel like that's a fairly good statistic, considering that most of the people who watch my channel are probably too young to have their own money to give, and of the people who have money, not everybody may be in a financial situation to support it right now, or not everybody may actually feel that what I do is worth it. Okay, fine. But I'm guessing around 13% may be in a position to do that. And if 2,000 people pledged to support my videos, or donated, however you want to think of it, $1 per month, which adds up to $12 a year, 2,000 people giving $12 a year would cover my bills plus a little extra. That would more than support my life, my apartment, my car, everything would be covered. And there are a lot of people who already buy things from my Etsy that cost more than $12. There are people who buy my readings, which are more than $12. So I feel like $12 a year is a really doable number for a lot of people. Now, I don't know if it's 2,000 people, because there are a lot of things that I've done where, for example, my Facebook page has about 1,000 likes on it. So maybe if we think maybe 1,000 people are really engaged, but again, some of those are the kids. So, the numbers aren't exactly right. They're not exactly the people who can do it, but just that's the way that I look at the math, that it seems really doable to me, that if so many people are inspired by and supported by what I do, find value in it, there have to be some number of people out there who think that I'm worth, that everything that I do is worth, not me. I'm not saying that my personal worth has a dollar amount, but what I do for the community, there have to be some number of people out there who think that that is worth $1 a month. And I don't know who those people are, but I have to put it out there in case no one's ever thought of it in that way. It doesn't have to be 10 people giving me hundreds of dollars a month. There are thousands. There are thousands of you. There are hundreds who just talk to me on a semi-regular basis, who message in and say thank you, or who ask a question and get a huge long response, in return, who are just floored by that, who never thought that I would give the time. I give everyone who asks me a legit question at least an hour of my time. And that, if I were working, that would be like $10 an hour, you know? A lot of people, I know that's more than minimum wage, but what I do is not minimum wage work, right? And there are a lot of jobs around here that I would be doing that are paying $10 an hour. So I think an hour of my time is worth at least that much, if not more. The people who buy readings from me, that's an hour of my time and my effort and my interpretation and my communication, and I think that's worth something. I do. I don't know. Call me crazy. But yeah, I'm aware that some people have not even watched this video to this point. I'm aware that some people are feeling weird about it. I don't mean to make you feel weird about it. I mean to only put out there what I've been thinking and the things that are helping me not feel like this is a stupid move, you know? The things that are helping me feel like maybe I could actually do this. And the thing is, those numbers that I just gave you, those are numbers that are my audience supporting me entirely. And that's not taking into account the fact that this isn't the only thing I do. I'm also trying to build my pure romance business, which could support me in itself if I were able to create the customer base that a lot of other people on my team have. There are women on my team who completely support their families doing nothing but pure romance. And I am just not to that point yet because I quit my job only a month ago. It's only been a month. It takes longer than that to build an empire. It just does, you know? So there's that, and I also work in my local community theater. And that doesn't make me a ton of money. It doesn't make me any money when I act. Acting is volunteer around here. But when I do tech positions, I get a small stipend. It's not really anything. It's not even enough to cover the gas that it takes me to get back and forth, and I don't live that far from the theater. But it's something. And in the month that I get it, it helps me pay my bills that month, and it's something that I love to do, and it's what I got my degree in. So I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on school to get this degree, and I'm gonna use it, you know? So it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are days when I do not get up off this couch, and I might be answering some of your messages online, I might be working on my phone, but I can't make myself get up and do anything. I can't even get up and do yoga, which I love, or go see people, or make a video, or whatever. There are just days where I can't. It's too much. And I think a big part of getting over that is using this day where I do have energy to get up and make videos and do my Tuesday Pig in Perspective video and everything like that. Using this time to put this out there, because until I put this out there, nothing's gonna happen, and I don't know what will happen until I say something. So that's what I'm trying to do with my life. I have those 3 things: my witchy life, YouTube, Etsy, my blog, classes, everything like that. I have my pure romance and theater, and those are my 3 big things, my 3 main passions, and I'd like those to be my life. So thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for sticking through it. And I would really appreciate some positivity and support, no matter what, you know, no matter what it is for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next time. Until then, don't forget to be awesome. Blessed be, and goodbye.